Hi everyone. So about roughly about 2 years ago, a little bit more than 2 years ago, I was visiting my family in San Jose. We were on the highway headed towards, I think, probably either going to lunch or going to the grocery store or whatever it is. Just a typical visit. I don't do anything special while I'm there. It's kind of a moment to sit back and relax and kind of just enjoy. Um, so what happened along that route while we were on the highway, I was making some comments about stuff. I was, just kind of doing a quick snickety remarks or so, like I normally do, just for fun. My mom decides to make this one comment, and she said, "You seem to always be happy." I smile a lot. I tend to overall be a happy person. And whenever my mom said, "Hey, you always seem to be happy. You seem to be happy all the time." For a quick moment, I thought to myself, and this was the response that I returned to my mom. I was like, "Mom, you're right. I want you to think about this for a quick second, though. If you think about people who are always happy all the time, realistically, only two kinds of people can be happy all the time. Uh, One of them is a person who literally has won the lottery in life. And the best way to describe that person is somebody who literally their entire life has always had good things happen to them. It's like they had a great life. They never had too many concerns or worries. Uh, uh, they never had to live a day where something bad would happen to them or whatnot. And so pretty much they win the lottery of life. It's kind of like winning the lottery. The chances of that happening, very, very rare. But that person who gets to enjoy their life from the minute they are, in a sense, born to what they can last remember till the current status right now, they have no reason to frown. They have no reason to be upset. Overall, you have good and bad days, but overall, nothing really bad has ever happened to them. So they won the lottery of life, and they are happy and ultimately can always be happy because nothing bad really happens to them. So she's like, okay, that makes sense. She's like, okay, yeah. And it's like, so you got to look at the other kind of person. This is the other person who can always be happy in life. And I told my mom this. The other person is, this person has gone through so many terrible situations in their life, so many bad situations that are just awful. They, on top of being on top of going through that through their entire life, they were able to get past it. They were able to overcome it. And because of them being able to overcome it and get past those those bad situations in their life, the reason why they're happy all the time now is because there is absolutely nothing that is so bad anymore that they can't smile about. And once I made that comment or so, it's like, you think about it, that kind of makes sense because somebody who has gone through so many terrible things and they were able to get past it, realistically, they can be happy because ultimately they know that there's nothing in this world that they cannot overcome. So they can be happy knowing that whatever challenges, they're ready for it, they're good to go. If something really, really that bad happens again, at least they know they can get past it. But the likelihood of something that bad happening all the time, well, stuff happens, but once again, the likelihood is going to be low overall. So they can be happy. And then I made this comment, Mom, you've been around me, you raised me, you've known me for my entire life, plus 9 months. Which kind of person do you think I am to be as happy as I can? So she thought about it for a second, and she's like, yeah, yep, you're absolutely right about that, because if anyone has ever listened to my beginnings video or so, I came from an impoverished banana leaf hut. A very, very, very negative situation. I'm not going to say it was really bad or anything like that, but we came from not the best situation. I did not win the lottery of life. I know this. Throughout my entire life, we've always had challenges and struggles and whatnot that we had to overcome. So ultimately, I never got the lottery of life. I never got to be happy throughout my entire life. I worked for that happiness. And that's the key thing, is you look at people in this world, where are they at with being able to find that happiness in their life? A lot of people go through struggle, and they think their situation is the worst situation. And when it comes to the perspective side, for them it is, because ultimately they've never been through such a terrible situation. You cannot assume just because this person goes through a worse situation versus this person that it's gonna affect this person more than this person. No, it affects people the same way. And that's the key thing, is people who look at situations or so, it's like, oh, that's worse, and they one up that situation or whatever it is. It's not about who has the worst situation, who has the best situation. For each person, when you look at their situation, it's bad because they've never had to go through it before, or they've never had that experience. Somebody who was who only got to eat a candy bar once a month versus somebody who gets to eat a candy bar every other day. Well, a person who eats a candy bar every other day and you cut them to once a month, that's a pretty bad situation. A person who eats a candy bar once a month sees this person who gets to eat a candy bar every single day, is like, man, what are you complaining about? I only eat a candy bar once a month. So it's kind of like, it's perspectives of how you look at the world. Somebody who's never had to experience eating a candy bar once a month thinks that's awful. Somebody who only eats a candy bar once a month, they skip a month, it's not going to be that bad. But if a person who eats a candy bar every other day has to skip 2 months worth of candy bars, that's pretty terrible if you think about it. And that's the key thing, is life doesn't work as saying, hey, both situations are kind of like want situations. They're unnecessary. It's like, you don't need a candy bar to live in life. You really don't need a candy bar to make you happy in life. But for this particular example, if that's what makes them happy in life and they don't have it, yes, they're going to be unhappier in life. It's a challenge. It's a terrible situation to be in. My personal life, my personal experiences, is it as bad as some other people's? No, it probably isn't. But the circumstances or so is that because of those bad experiences, because of all the negative things, the challenges, the trials, the tribulations that have occurred in my life, and I'm pretty sure in your life, you have your own sets of challenges and trials and tribulations. They make you who you are. And if you overcome them well and you learn how to get past that particular dilemma, that particular situation, that particular experience in a positive aspect, you're a stronger person because of it, and you can be happier in your life. And that's the key thing, is my mom thought, it was like, oh my gosh, my son just said this to me, and he realized something about the world that realistically she never realized that, hey, what makes a person happy? Well, it's not about going through bad that makes you happy. It's not having the lottery in life that makes you happy. It's about overcoming, getting past those things, the situations, the challenges. It's kind of like people say overcoming adversity. It's more than just overcoming adversity, because you can overcome adversity and you can come out on the other end with a negative perspective on something. Some people, they go through situations and they end up getting post-traumatic stress disorder from it, because it was that damaging to their psyche. Did they overcome adversity? Yes. Did they do it in a way that made their life better? Some PTSD, based upon what I have been able to evaluate, is not a good thing. It's something that requires quite a bit of support. And some people require more support than others. Me, I've been able to overcome most of my challenges and be able to navigate my world fairly independently. So it's very, very nice that I have that luxury. Not everybody has that luxury. But the key is to be able to find that balance. So everything you do past that, the things that you focus on, the things that drive you, your motivations, continue to be driven regardless of those challenges, those setbacks in life. So my mom was kind of like, she thought about that for a second, and she's like, well, you know what? Realistically, she kind of reevaluated, and you could see in her eyes how she reevaluated her world, her perspective, is that she's like, yeah, you know what? Actually, I have nothing to be unhappy about myself. And you could see it in her face. It's like, I have overcome, I've made it this far. She's in her 60s, and she's always had all these challenges in life. And once again, she lived in a third world country, a developing country, nation, a lot longer than I did. And she was able to make it through with a little bit of fortune, very fortunate overall. She came to America just when I did as well too, and we built our lives here. So our lives got better. We overcame those challenges, and because of that, we are happier overall. She enjoys and cherishes the time that she has, the people around her. Something as simple as a conversation that she and I have, we cherish those moments because we know they don't exist 100% of the time. So what is it that makes a person happy overall? Isn't just about the challenges that you overcome. It's not getting past all those challenges. It's about being able to reevaluate your world afterwards and finding the positive aspects and not living in those negative aspects. That's how you become, and that's how you sustain happiness, is that you let go of all that negativity and you encourage, you grow the good things that come because of it. Thank you for watching this video.